Gary, is that a positive point, or are you a little disappointed this afternoon?
I think it will be a positive point. You know, if we can go and win on Tuesday night, I always think when you draw a game of football, if you go and win the next game, it becomes, you know, a bigger point. I think when we come away from home to big clubs at this level, when we can keep a clean sheet, we can be as dominant as I felt we were. I didn't think we were hurt until later in the game when Wigan started throwing, you know, long set pieces into the box. I thought we controlled them very well. And just lacked a little bit of cutting edge today and didn't look ourselves in position, which can happen. But I think if we go and win on Tuesday night, then it'll be hopefully a brilliant point.
Wasn't really until the end of the game that chances were created inside the box, really. Chances for both sides coming long distance. Does that sort of sum up the game for both sides, do you think?
Yeah, a little bit. I think we cancelled each other out a little bit, and we, like I said, in possession, we weren't our usual flow and self. We set up slightly differently. And we created 1v1s on the last line. The way Wigan want to press, they're very aggressive with their two centre-backs, but we didn't connect the passes, and the balls we did play were too long and too easy to defend, whereas we wanted to kind of shorten those passes through the overload that at times we created. We couldn't find that free player to then play the shorter pass in behind, but I thought the players' energy, their spirit, you know, to come here and get a clean sheet is a kind of a great starting point. Now we have to add that little bit more in possession and in the final third.
What do you think we were lacking in the final third today?
We just didn't look after the ball well enough. We didn't pass the ball through the thirds well enough, and too often our pass in behind was a long pass, and the longer passes are easier to defend. And then on the front line, I think when we did get it up there, especially later in the game, we could have looked after the ball better and been a bigger threat. But we still had moments in the game where we could have scored. We had a lot of set pieces. Again, they've been big for us, and that would have been big to get a goal from that today. But delighted with the players' efforts. We recover, and hopefully, like I said, we follow this with a win on Tuesday.
I'm sure Joe Whitworth will just say he's doing his job, but an outstanding save at the end to secure a point.
Look, he's been brilliant for us, I think, in terms of personality and how we can build through him and use his quality with his feet. But goalkeepers are there to keep the ball out of the net, and as Roy Keane would say, he is just doing his job. But it was a fantastic save, but it was the only real big save he had to make. Everything else was kind of down his throat, but when he was needed, he produces a big save, and I'm delighted for him. He's been brilliant since he's came to the club, and it's another clean sheet. That's 4 clean sheets in 7 games, so all credit to him, the back players and the whole team for the way we defended.
And of course, if you include Macca on Tuesday night, that's 3 in a row, which is really pleasing.
It is, but it's a platform we need to build on now, and we need to do more with the ball. We need to be better in the final third, but it's a brilliant platform to have. Keeping clean sheets, it gives us a real opportunity to win games. So we recover and we go into Tuesday, and obviously next Saturday back at SGP, and hope we can be better in that area and turn, you know, these positive defensive performances into results.
Ed Francis wasn't named in the starting lineup. I'm sure he's a man in form at the moment, as I'm sure we've all seen. What was the reason for him on the bench today?
Just tactically, I felt we had to change a little bit how we played. We tried to get a man's speed in the team. We wanted to try and get speed on the last line. But Ed will be needed on Tuesday, will be needed next Saturday. So everyone, I've said to everyone, you know, this is a week where we need the full squad, and every game is different. So we'll look at Leyton Orient, you know, tonight, tomorrow, and prepare for Tuesday. It's a different game, and I'm sure different players will be needed.
Well, we did see him in the first half, came on to replace Jack H. You said, is Jack okay with that knock he got?
We hope so. It looks like a knock. We'll assess it over the next 24 hours and see how it is. But you know, I thought Ed was ready. He came on and he actually added something to the game. I thought he played very well again. So everyone from the bench, everyone who starts, we need them to be ready to go at it straight away when they're on the pitch.
And the fans, I mean, they've had to go to Bolton, they've had to go to Blackpool, Northampton. Every journey's long when you're at Exeter City, but 3 very long away trips in the space of a month, really. Some fantastic support today, just over 400 of them.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I think they see a team that, you know, is fighting for everything. I think they see a team that is together and working hard. We want to give them more in terms of goals, in terms of final third play. We did that at Bolton. We didn't manage to do that today, but I'm sure they'll be travelling in numbers again on Tuesday night, and what they do for this football club is incredible. How far they travel compared to other teams in the league is incredible. So yeah, we want to give them a little bit more on Tuesday.
And just finally, I promised I'd ask, did you beat Lauren at double?
Oh, that was probably less said about that, the better.
Cheers, Gary.